Now, listen, you guys, Nicki Minaj is out there forcing certain blogs to post about the Desiree Perez situation months after, the case became public. We're also going to be talking about Shannon Sharpe. Allegedly, there might be something that transpired with the OF model, saying that she's now retiring. And we're also going to be discussing about this entire situation with the Joe Budden podcast, debating on who is the bigger artist, Caesar and Nicki Minaj. This is how you know that people are jokes. They are full of jokes, okay? Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the Tea Plug. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So, first of all, let us talk about this entire situation with Shannon Sharpe, okay? It is actually being reported that, well, the case between the OnlyFans model and Shannon Sharpe might have been thrown out, of court, and people are speculating that, in fact, this might mean that, well, the man decided to settle. Now, I don't know if this is going to help his cause in as far as, his deals are concerned, because you guys do know that his career took, quite a hit after that news broke down. So him settling, I don't know if that's going to vindicate him or if that's just going to be like, oh, well, they settled, but still, his name is not as clean. Personally, with Shannon Sharpe, he is messy. He got his karma. I really don't sympathize with him, okay? And then after all of that happened, it seems like the lady in question also did release a statement insinuating that, in fact, she will no longer be working on OnlyFans. So that has led to multiple media platforms speculating that, she might have gotten a massive, huge payout. You guys know that she was requesting $50 million. And so people are saying that, well, for her to be retiring from the platform, she must have gotten a big, fat check from Shannon Sharpe. Personally, I'm like, pay up, Shannon, okay? No sympathy from this side, okay? Now, moving on to the next thing that we are going to be talking about. Let us talk about Nicki Minaj forcing several platforms to repost that entire Desiree Perez case with the daughter, because you guys know that everybody has been tiptoeing around covering that entire story, and people have been speculating that it must be the fraudulent nation that told them not to do so. There are several Instagram blogs that I will not mention by name, but by now I'm sure you probably know them. Anything that pertains fraudulent nation, those two bloggers, they don't post about it, okay? So after Nicki Minaj went in on TDE and Caesar, do you guys know what she was doing and why she was doing it? She would write two lines, and then she would put hashtag Demore, hashtag Desiree Perez, and stuff like that. And people thought that Nicki didn't know what she was doing with the back and forth with Caesar. She knew that those people were thirsty to post anything that she would say. So she decided to embed those hashtags inside the message that she was putting out there. And that's exactly what she wanted to do. And before those people even then went on to post the Desiree Perez situation, Nicki Minaj was trending together with Demore on Twitter. And I remember the night that the Caesar back and forth happened, people were asking, who is Desiree Perez? Who is Demore? And that's exactly what Nicki Minaj was trying to get them to do, to ask about these things. And boy, oh boy, did it not work. It absolutely worked. And when I saw that, I was like, smart woman, okay? So after that, they then went ahead, the platforms that I'm talking about that are on Instagram, they decided to post about the case a month later. And when I saw that, I was like, how embarrassing is this, that you literally had to be forced to to post about this. And it was also interesting to me that the other one actually posted about the case, the beginning of the case, and the other platform just posted the response of Desiree Perez's lawyers to the girl, to the daughter, saying that, well, the daughter is being held in contempt and all of these things. And I'm like, but where was this energy when the case was beginning? They do this often. Like, if a story breaks about fraudulation, they won't talk about fraudulation, okay? They won't talk about the case. They will only post about the case once they have a response from the lawyers from fraudulation. So it's interesting to me how these things are going on, and it seems like people will continuously make excuses for this type of bias in the media platforms, especially those massive media platforms. But anyway, let us move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Let us talk about Joe Budden. It seems like Joe Budden is still out there clowning, being a clown, making excuses for Caesar, making excuses for everyone else. But it's, I don't know, like with those guys, it's beginning to sound like a circus. And when it comes to Mark, honestly, when you don't pay attention to what he's saying, when you see the eloquence and, his massive vocabulary, you're like, oh my God, this is such an intellectual person. But the more you listen to him, the more you realize that this guy is actually the P word, a hoo-ha. That's who he is, okay? Because in this entire segment, oh my God, it was hard for me to see through it because it seems like he doesn't even have the facts, okay? He just runs with whatever, as long as it paints a certain narrative. And, this is why I say that activism, if it gets infiltrated, it just becomes performative, okay? It seems like, well, they are also having a hold even on the so-called activists. So this is why some causes end up not being taken seriously, because when they realize that in-house, this is how people are treating each other, and this is what the activists are doing, they stand for nothing. They stand for something only if it's to people that they don't like. And when it's people that they're scared of, people that they like, they're never held accountable for anything. Like the same thing we say that it's always protect black women until it's Nicki Minaj, or until it's a lady that people feel is not weak. Because that's one thing about people that, like to suppress, vocal women. They will support you if, as a woman, you're out there showing your weaknesses, acting all vulnerable. They will say, protect women, protect women. But if you speak up for yourself, no one wants to say protect you. So, listen, let me just insert what these clowns had to say. But let me see. I think I'll catch you guys after that.
I think that's partly true. But at the end of the day, I think some of it goes too far.
We also don't hold, in all due respect to Gucci and Kanye, we don't hold them to the same standards that we hold Nicki or some of these other lyricists to.
Right. Because she's better. Because she's greater.
At rapping. With all due respect to Kanye,
I think it's just very easy for people to throw that she bugging and she losing her mind or she just tripping out just because at this point maybe she's just being vocal to what's going on in the industry. And then we're gonna look back because we've had these moments before where it looked like people are bugging, and then we really start to get a real glimpse of what's happening within the industry, and then we have to walk some of that back.
Like she's doing shit like for example, she tweeted, "Hey, Station Head," which is where she be doing her radio show. I marked these episodes to not be saved on purpose. And I did a bunch of these just to see what would happen. Why are they saved? Like, y'all are playing with me. Y'all are doing things. Like, I think Nicki's gaining more information and trying to pull a fucking rug back or pull a curtain back.
Agreed.
Whatever,
I agree with that.
Whatever
I think that's true.
The expression is. But I think she's like, yo, I see what's been going on. A lot of rappers are doing that. Yeah. Meek. When Meek get on Twitter, he starts to say, yo, I gained some information. I realized what was happening.
But that's another example. That's another perfect example.
And let me get out here and start tweeting and telling niggas what's happening.
And the same thing, and I love Meek. Like, love Meek. Sometimes I want him to tweet less for the same reason.
Oh, no, I want Meek to tweet all day.
And the publicist would tell him to stop.
Yes. They would change his account. They would lock him out of his account. On those moments where he's just, and I think that's my point, is like, I don't think Nicki's delusional or crazy. I think she's getting information, and I think her assessment of the industry is probably 100% right and exact. Okay. The question for me is, how do you respond, and does it advance your cause or not? Does it advance your legacy or not? And sometimes when you're that great, I want to see you move different than somebody who's not at that level.
What if Nicki don't change shit, but her getting her message out like that the next person,
what if she's the
realizes
perfect person to get that message out?
And like, oh shit, yo, Nick told me XYZ was going to happen, and now she maybe she's planting the seeds to change some shit later on down the line.
Whoa, y'all
not even making her Moses and shit.
I'm not trying to make her Moses. I'm just saying
what they did with that Drake suit too. What if it changes?
I'm just saying what if. I'm not saying she's not trying to change her shit.
Her cursing out SZA and saying all types of mean shit about
your
SZA.
freckles are painted on. How the fuck is that going to change the industry?
I'm talking about the shit that she's speaking about, the system shit that she's talking about.
I'm with
and
you
the
on
people
that part.
she's going against are system executives.
But what they're saying is in response to some of the other stuff about how she should come across.
The way I take the SZA shit is this. All right, if I'm shooting at this exec for a reason, again, her beef is with all execs, if you notice. Everybody she's really beefing with is execs, labels, systems, all of that. Now, if you jump out and say something, I'm just on your ass just because you shut the fuck up.
But that's you're too great for this part.
Are you?
Because it becomes a distraction to the thing you're actually trying to do. Because the world is not talking about her analyzing the system. The world right now is saying, yo, she and Doechii ass, so she clowning her for her drop in subscribers. She's clowning SZA for having a weird body. That she said that, not my words. Or her freckles or whatever. Like, that's the shit I don't want. She's an eagle. She shouldn't be down. And I'm not dissing anybody else. I'm just saying, like,
just stay up there.
Stay up there. You should be up here. That's how I want you to be. That's all I'm saying.
Sometimes you just gotta pop out and show.
I think sometimes
I agree with you if I'm
gotta get in the mud sometimes.
Responsible, but I do like seeing bitches read bitches.
Who doesn't?
When I'm in private, I love that shit.
Nigga, the only time I ever text Joe is when I'm watching some ridiculous shit happen from the A9s. Or he'll be just, you watching this? Oh, you got...
I'll text Mark and say, I know you. Hey, I know you in here. I ain't asking.
Right. And we ain't got to say what we talk. We already know.
Mark, did we feel that way when Rihanna was getting off of her throne and stepping on people on Twitter?
So here's my answer to that. I didn't. I thought the shit was hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But she wasn't her yet. If she did that right now, listen to what I'm saying. If she were doing that right now as billionaire, Fenty, legend, mom,
Rihanna
family, happy,
now.
I'd be like, no, don't put fucking Tiana Taylor's picture on the fucking cover of your Twitter. I would say that right now too. And I love Tiana Taylor too. So I'm just saying, like, yeah, you both of y'all too here now to be doing that shit. But that was fucking 10, 15 years ago.
And bitches was playing with Rihanna.
There's also that.
Good luck booking that stage you speak of.
that even if that's true, it don't come off like that. It don't come off like that at all. Actually, Lotto said the exact opposite, which was, yo, I grew up to you. I'm a Barb. I'm the biggest fan of yours. Right. I wanted to work with you. All of the bitches have that story more so than trying to.
She's also on that pick a side shit too, though, that a lot of people be on. She's also on that too, though. So it's like, oh, you worked over there with that side? Cool, stay over there. Now you one of them. Some people don't play that shit. We talk about that all the time. Some people don't play that neutral. Some people don't play that, yo, you worked with this one and with that one. It's just business. Some motherfuckers is like, oh, you with them? Stay over there. You can't be over here.
Oh, I promise you, if you
don't agree with that,
to Nicki behind the scenes about anything that she's saying, she's going to sound like one of the more brilliant people you've ever spoken to.
I believe that.
I think that's part.
Yo, Top Dog. Attention. PSA to Top Dog. Fire everybody with TDE. How Kendrick, quote, unquote, won the beef, but everybody else is making it look like TDE's down bad. Y'all are supposed to be the winners. Just to let y'all know, y'all can't be the winners, and then people are looking at Dave Free to say, yo, why is Dave Free so upset? Ain't he win? Why is this guy so upset? Ain't they? Kendrick did the work, and now all these guys around TDE, they're undoing it. Not gonna lie to you. MacWap, I don't know who you are, but whatever you're doing, this is a TDE top level situation. You should have stayed out of it, buddy. Kendrick gave y'all the win, and by the time y'all are done with it, the ancillary dudes is going to look like TD's down bad. If I'm Top Dog, I'm telling every single person, stop fucking speaking on anything to do with us. Dot did his big one last year. Stop it. You're making us look bad. Honestly. So, listen. So this So this guy is the TDE podcaster.
What's going on? You tripping on the internet. And I'm like, not Nicki. Not Nicki.
Tat, I don't know. No, I know the Keem guy, right? Or did I talk to Mac Wap? I talked to one of them. I think it was Keem. Did I talk to him? If I talked to him, let me know. I think I talked to Keem. There's TDE Keem, but this is TDE Mac Wap. All I'm saying is that, yo, TDE, bring these niggas on tour. Just have them delivering drinks backstage to SZA and tell them to get off the podcast mics. All they know how to do is threaten violence, do nothing. Get at the best female rapper of all time and just get the streets hot. TDE, shut down the podcast division immediately. Mac Wap, T-Rel, Smacky, they should be nowhere within a 100-mile radius of a podcast mics. Bring them on tour. They could be ushers. Hey, you're sitting in row 101. No, you're sitting in section 101, row B. Yeah, let them do that. TDE. Top Dog, I'm giving you advice. Shut down the podcast division. These niggas are trying to fuck up what Dot done did. They're not saying nothing right. They're cloud chasing. They're talking gangster and taking shots in the club. Dismantle it. Yo, go have him build a house. Go have him pick some cotton. Go have him go fishing. Do anything with these niggas. Just have him go to Slauson and just dance. Go have him do anything but be on these podcast mics. They can't be trusted. They can't be trusted. They just got off tour. Send it back. Now I'm pausing this to say what happened was he said something to the effect of, yo, you know how these West Coast things, yo, cuz, I think, yo, cuz, your blood, I think we gonna put Nicki in a blender. But I think it was a coded term that was like almost insinuating maybe a threat against Nicki. Nicki does live in LA. And again, I'm telling you how these TDE niggas they move. Like, they quick to tell you that they blooded and crippin'. Like, they quick to tell you that they'll kill somebody. I've been waiting to see the list of niggas they kill, but okay, I believe him. You don't gotta tell me twice. I believe him. You know what I mean? But maybe that's why Nicki's acting that way. So he said to her something coded that she felt was a threat. Then Nicki went crazy. And Nicki at a congresswoman and said, this man just publicly threatened me. I've notified the FBI and CIA. I want this thug locked up. And I'm ready to talk about everything that these people have done to me. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't hear a threat what he's saying, but Nicki obviously took it like it, and you know, Nicki then she at the FBI a couple times. I ain't gonna lie to you. She said, "Is this a threat?" And she at the FBI. Then she says, "Macwap, what you just did? Did you just threaten to harm me? FBI want this man investigated right away. He has ties to other peoples who have been part of shady business and is now threatening to harm and as well as admitting a crime about someone else. Which boy was put in a blender?" Yo, I ain't gonna lie. This is why I like women. Women could be super tough and thugged out because, you know, Nicki be like damn gangbanging. I don't know if y'all niggas know. Like, you know, Cardi's a blood. Like, Nicki be actually like all that sleaze stuff she talking about. Nicki's damn near her husband, one of the biggest bloods in New York, from what I've always been told. So Nicki's with all of that shit. But it's convenient when she needs to be like, police. That's what I'm saying. I love women, bro. Like, they could be, yo, my nigga, the biggest blood. Yo, nigga, what's up? Like, they could claim it as well. But if it's that, they could just, cops, go get that. Anyway, whatever. Cool. Then Nicki says, it seems like me, he's talking about Tory recently being stabbed up in what many believe to be a setup. FBI, I'm ready to talk about everything I know. Yo, Nicki doing the YSL Woody is crazy. I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to talk. CIA director, these thugs have gone way too far. They have began public threats due to their leaders feeling above the law. This man just publicly threatened me. I've notified the FBI, CIA, I want him locked up. By the way, the rep did respond by saying, please text my cell. I'll forward this to law enforcement immediately. Threats of violence and assassinations should be taken very seriously. Hope you're well. We'll talk soon, Nicki Minaj. She says, thank you. All right. So Matt Watt might go to jail for life. The rep also then said, yo, I could confirm I spoke with Nicki directly and we'll be doing everything that we can ensure her safety. We'll take threats of